Ateneo was founded by the governor under the administration of the Jesuits in Philippines. In 1872, Rizal was sent by his parents to study in Manila, and so he did. He entered Ateneo Municipal as what usually happens. Rizal was discriminated by his classmate and professor. Mainly, he had only little knowledge about Spain, and also the fact that he was from Calamba, Laguna. He was also a late enrollee, so that added up to the situation. But despite of the negative things that happened to him during this time, he also experienced good things. The Jesuit taught them about the educational system like discipline, character building, and religious instruction. Because of that, he learned about the real value of education in a person's life. And of course, to be strong despite of all people who were trying to pull him down. He also experienced and went through Hispanization, which made him which kind of better in Spanish than using his own language. He wrote to the Filipino youth in his poem. He enlightened the readers about the truth, which Filipinos must be standing and being proud of what they are and not just be slave of somebody else. He also mentioned the famous quote that the youth is the hope of our nation. Lastly, he ended with a thanksgiving to God and praised our country's youth by saying that wherever he may be going, he will be always proud of the Filipino youth. Aside from the poem, he also wrote The Intimate Alliance Between Religion and Education. Jose Rizal, the Philippine national hero and the Ateneo's greatest student, graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree from the Ateneo Municipal. He was one of the 9 hailed as Sebrillante in his graduating class of 12. Ateneo de Municipal, established by the Jesuits. He belonged to the class composed of Spaniards, Mestizo, and Filipinos. His teacher was Father Jose Bech, and he was considered as an inferior and was placed at the bottom of the class. But at the end of the month, he became the emperor and received a prize, a religious picture. To improve his Spanish, Rizal took private lessons in Santa Isabela College. During his 4th year in Ateneo, he received 5 medals and graduated as Sobrellante. He graduated on March 23, 1877, 16 years old. He received the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the highest honors, not a valedictorian. He is an emperor inside the classroom, a campus leader, an active member, and became a secretary in the Marian Congregational Religious Society, member of the Academy of Spanish Literature and the Academy of Natural Science, a poet, and studied painting under the famous Spanish painter Agustin Saez, and improved his sculpture talents under the supervision of the Romualdo de Jesus, and engaged in gymnastics and fencing, and continued the physical training under his sport-minded Tio Manuel.
During the 1877 year, he transferred to the University of Santo Tomas to continue his study. He was then a new college student, a fresh who was very new to the environment. His sacrifice in Ateneo did not end, just they were. His new classmate in UST also did not the same thing. They discriminate him more, but not just that. During this time, even though the Dominican friars were discriminating him, it was the very first time in which Rizal witnessed the friars doing something like that. From that day onward, he saw this heart that ones that he treated as a good ones are the ones who would trigger the present condition. This made him realize that enormous problem of our country is because of friars. He wrote mga alaala ng isang mag-aaral sa Maynila.
Unfortunately, Rizal was not happy at UST, and this reflected on his grade. Xi and Xi 1999, there were 3 main factors that contributed to his unhappiness at the university. The Dominican professors were hostile to him. Filipino students suffered discrimination. The method of instruction at UST was absolute and oppressive. Likewise, there were 3 main reasons for his struggling academic performance. Gregorio 1998. Rizal was not satisfied with the system of educational at the university. There were plenty of things to distract at young man in the peak of this youth. Medicine was not Rizal's true vocation. He would later find out that his real calling was in the art, not in the medicine.
Taking up philosophy and letters at the University of Santo Tomas, upon learning that his mother was going blind, Rizal opted to study ophthalmology at the UST Faculty of Medicine and Surgery. In 1877 to 1878, Rizal studied cosmology, metaphysics, theodicy, and history of philosophy during his first year term. In 1877 to 1879, Rizal took up the medical course upon the advice of Atenao's rector to study medicine. His reason is to be able to cure his mother growing blindness.